Hello dear students. We know that rate of the reaction depends on certain factors like concentration, temperature, catalyst. Okay, so we have studied the rate of the reaction with respect to concentration, and now we'll just look into how temperature affects rate of reaction, that is temperature dependence of rate of reaction. Now we all know that the rate of most of the chemical reactions increases with increase in temperature. For example, if you consider decomposition of N2O5, okay, so decomposition of N2O5 to reduce to half of its original amount. So if you carry out the reaction at different temperatures here, you can just see if it is carried out at 0 degrees Celsius, it almost took 10 days. When carried at 25 degrees Celsius, 5 hours. When carried at 50 degrees Celsius, time taken was 12 minutes. So as the temperature increases, the rate of the reaction also increases. So you can see here I am just increasing the temperature here. The time required also decreases. In the sense, the rate of the reaction almost increased. So another example what you can see here is the mixture of KMnO4 and oxalic acid, potassium permanganate and oxalic acid, carried out at two different temperatures, one at low temperature and the other at high temperature. You can see that the decolorization of KMnO4 takes place at higher temperature rather than at lower temperature. So decolorization of KMnO4 occurs at higher temperature rather than that of lower temperature. So if you increase the temperature of the reaction by 10 degrees Celsius, then the rate constant almost doubles. Okay, so here you can just understand with respect to temperature coefficient. Okay, so what is this temperature coefficient? It is the ratio of rate constants of a reaction at two different temperatures differing by 10 degrees Celsius. We know that rate constant is the measure of rate of a reaction, and higher is the rate constant, faster is the rate of the reaction, and for every 10 degree rise in temperature it is observed that the rate constant almost doubles. So that is what is given by temperature coefficient. So temperature coefficient is the ratio of rate constants here. Now K here is the rate constants of reaction at two different temperatures which is differing by 10 degree Celsius. So from this expression it is clear that the rate of the reaction doubles for every 10 degree rise in temperature. So the physical justification for the effect of temperature on the rate of the reaction was given by Swedish chemist named as Arrhenius. So he just gave an equation which is referred to as Arrhenius equation, and also a theory which is referred to as Arrhenius theory of activated complex. Moving on to next part of our discussion, that is Arrhenius theory of activated complex. Okay, so we all know that during the formation of the products there is collisions between the reactant molecules, that is reactant molecules colloid with each other to form the products. That is, chemical reaction involves bond breaking and bond formation which occur simultaneously. Now according to Arrhenius, all the collisions that takes place between the reactant molecules will not result in the formation of product molecules. In the sense, reactants are not directly converted to the products because there is an energy barrier which is also referred to as activated complex. This we'll study in detail. Energy barrier which is referred to as activated complex between the reactants and the products. So the reactants must pass or they must cross this energy barrier before converting into products. So the reactant molecules should possess certain minimum amount of energy to cross this barrier to form the products. So we'll understand this with the help of energy profile diagram. Okay, so I have taken energy on y-axis, on x-axis I have taken reaction coordinate, that is nothing but your progress of the reaction. Now let us consider the reactant molecules having certain amount of energy. Now this I'll call it as average energy. So this is the amount of energy what the reactant molecules has with it, and that I'll call it as average energy. Now in order to form the reactants collide to form the products, there is certain minimum amount of energy. So this part, this energy, this much amount of energy is required to give the products. So this energy which is required to give the products, or the minimum energy that is required for the reactants to have effective collisions to give the products, that is referred to as threshold energy. So the reactant molecules should possess certain minimum amount of energy called as threshold energy, so that effective collisions can take place to give rise to the product. Okay. Now the difference between the reactants and the products, the energy difference between the reactant and products is given as delta H. That is enthalpy of products minus enthalpy of the reactants. Okay. Now here enthalpy of the reactants is said to be more, enthalpy of the products is less. So the final answer will be negative. So such kind of a graph where the enthalpy of the products is less than the enthalpy of reactants, that will be an exothermic process. So exothermic kind of reaction. Okay. So this part is delta H. Right. So this is the threshold energy. So this is the barrier which the reactants have to cross to form the product. So what is this threshold energy? It is the minimum amount of the energy that the reactant molecule should possess to give the products. So all the reactions whatever are taking place will not happen. Why? Because they will not have certain minimum amount of energy, threshold energy with it to bring about effective collisions to form the products. So what happens here is some amount of energy has to be supplied to the reactants in order such that it can absorb the energy and attain the energy which is equal to threshold energy or greater than threshold energy, so that it can form the products. So this energy whatever is supplied, or the energy that is absorbed by the reactants, is referred to as energy of activation, which is also given as EA. So that is referred to as activation energy or energy of activation. Okay. So energy of activation is what? The energy, extra energy that is supplied or that is absorbed by the reactant molecules, so that it will reach it to the energy which is equal to threshold energy, so that it can form product. So what is this threshold energy equal to? It will be equal to this activation energy plus the energy what the reactant has. That is nothing but your average energy. So threshold energy is equal to activation energy plus average energy. Okay. So all the collisions that take place between the reactant molecules will not give rise to the product, because they do not have sufficient energy with it to bring about effective collisions to convert it into product. So threshold energy is the minimum amount of energy what the reactants should possess to form the products. Activation energy is what? The energy that is supplied or the energy that is absorbed by the reactant molecule, so that it will reach to the energy which is equal to or greater than threshold energy, and so that it can form the products. So one example what you can take here is formation of HI molecules from hydrogen and iodine molecules. Now you have hydrogen, you have iodine. Okay. So there is a formation of intermediate complex where the bonds that are breaking and the bonds that are forming is being shown. This will further cleave to give the products, that is HI. So formation of HI from the reaction of hydrogen and iodine is the example for the process. Arrhenius gave an equation that gives the relationship between rate constant, temperature, energy of activation and collision frequency is known as Arrhenius equation. So according to Arrhenius, rate constant of a reaction is said to be directly proportional to temperature and activation energy. So this equation just gives the temperature dependence on the rate of the reaction. So if I remove the proportionality sign, I'll just introduce a constant that is referred to as A, that is called Arrhenius factor. So EA here is activation energy, A is the Arrhenius factor, K is the rate constant of a reaction, T is the temperature in Kelvin, R is said to be the gas constant, e raised to minus Ea upon RT is the fraction of the molecules having kinetic energy that is greater than or equal to energy of activation. Explanation for the effect of temperature on the rate of the reaction based on energy of activation. Now, according to Maxwell and Boltzmann, although the kinetic energy of the molecules at constant temperature is constant, the energy is not distributed equally among the molecules. Okay, suppose you have a container filled with the reacting molecules, then all the molecules will not possess same energy. At a given temperature, if you consider, there are both energy rich as well as energy poor molecules. Now, these two persons, Maxwell and Boltzmann, tried to explain the effect of temperature on the rate of the reaction by plotting a graph of fraction of molecules over kinetic energy. Fraction of molecules versus kinetic energy. Now, out of the total molecules what you have, if you carry out the reaction at temperature T, okay, so you get a curve of this kind, a black color curve. Now whatever the red line I have drawn here is the energy of the activation. So energy of activation is the energy that is required to form the activated complex or to bring about the effective collisions to give the products. So if I plot a graph at temperature T, I am getting a curve which is shown in black. So this is the red line which is the energy of the activation, that is, this is the amount of energy that is required to bring about the effective collisions to form the product. So only those molecules which are having energy equal to this energy of activation or more than that will only give the products. So for this black color curve, only these red fraction of molecules whatever I have drawn, so the area A, B, C and D. So these fraction of molecules will be reacting to give the products at time T. Now suppose if I increase the temperature by 10 Kelvin, so I get a curve which is shown in green. So here, so this is the energy of activation line. So this many number of molecules will be additional number of molecules which will be reacting at time T plus 10 Kelvin. So when I increase the temperature by 10 Kelvin, the fraction of activated molecules will also increase around 2 times. It generally increases by 2 to 3 times. So hence when temperature is increased by 10 Kelvin, the fraction of activated molecules will also increase 2 to 3 times, and hence the rate of the reaction also increases. Now you can see this entire area will be the reacting molecules which are reacting at T plus 10 Kelvin. So when you increase the temperature, the rate of the reaction also increases, or it also doubles when you increase the temperature. Moving on to last part of this topic, that is effect of catalyst. Now we all know that a catalyst is a substance which alters the rate of the reaction without itself undergoing any change in mass as well as chemical composition. Okay, and a positive catalyst is one which always increases the rate of a reaction, while the negative catalyst is one which decreases the rate of the reaction. And the action of the catalyst can be explained by intermediate complex theory. So you can see here one example for the catalytic reaction here. Decomposition of potassium chlorate occurs in the presence of MnO2. Now here MnO2 is acting as a catalyst which increases the speed of decomposition of potassium chlorate to give potassium chloride and oxygen. Okay. Now in order to understand this intermediate complex formation theory, according to theory, a catalyst combines with the reactants to form an intermediate complex, and the potential energy of this intermediate complex in the presence of the catalyst is less than in the absence of the catalyst. Thus, the positive catalyst increases the rate of the reaction by providing an alternative path with lower activation energy, and we all know that lower the activation energy, faster is the reaction. Now here you can see the graph which is plotted potential energy versus reaction coordinate. So this curve, whatever you are seeing here, is the reaction, path of the reaction in which reactants are converting to products. This is occurring without the catalyst. The other one, whenever I make use of a catalyst in the reaction, it is providing an alternative path for the reaction. So here you can see the path which is following with the help of the catalyst is having lower activation energy, whereas this path of the reaction which was carried out without the catalyst has got higher activation energy. So higher activation energy is there, it is less faster. Now when I make use of the catalyst, what happens? The activation energy for that reaction decreases, more number of reactants will get converted to products. Now when you consider a reversible reaction, catalyst will lower activation energies of both forward and backward reaction to the same extent and helps in attaining equilibrium quickly. Okay, and the catalyst which will decrease the rate of the reaction, they are referred to as inhibitors. So what these negative catalysts will do? They will interfere with the reaction, forming relatively stable complexes which require more energy to break up. Thus, the speed of the reaction gets reduced. So, effect of catalyst on the rate of the reaction. Reaction speed is generally increased whenever I make use of a catalyst by providing an alternative path for the reaction. So, this concludes this topic, chemical kinetics.